Hey guys, it's been a while. It's been almost a year and a half since I posted my last devlog on Forgetful Foodie. And the reason for that is I started working on the app in earnest and I realized that the scope of doing everything was enormous. And if I also made videos and content on top of that, it would have taken even longer to get where I am right now. And I decided that once I have something that I deem feature complete of sorts, I will make another devlog posting a brief about where I am now, what I'm planning to do next, and everything in between. So here we go. So Forgetful Foodie right now is on version 0.7. It is very close to what I would call a closed beta test, and I will be releasing details for that shortly. But what I would like to do today is tell you guys where I am with the app right now, give you a quick demo of the actual functioning app, as you will be able to see through my phone, my old phone actually, because my new phone is recording right now. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so when you open the app after the splash screen, once you log into the app, it's going to sign you in automatically in future attempts until you log out. Pretty classic app behavior so far. And you will see here your pantry screen. And this is going to be the default screen that will greet you in this current version. You can see that the pantry grid and the items have gone through slight redesigns, including the health bars and like the overall aesthetic. And that's just been like a product of iterative improvements based on what I felt was right and what I've gotten in terms of feedback from friends and family testing. Okay, so you can collapse or expand the inventory. As you can see, you have certain filters to see what items you have that are out of stock or are running low. And you'll be able to, this is very helpful when you're trying to go out for grocery shopping. And the reason I know this is because I've been field testing this app for like all this time. And my own personal pet peeves have been turned into features. So once you click on an individual pantry item, you will be greeted with the items view, which might be familiar to you from the initial video. But what's new are usage stats. This will show you every time you've used an item since you restocked it last and on what date and how much of it has been used. This is meant to give you insights on how much of something you're using and how often you run out of it, and should give you a better picture on when to restock something or if you can get like a bigger amount of something before it expires. You'll also be able to see the usage of your ingredients by recipes, which we will get to shortly. Now for some cool features that were promised. We have two ways on top of manual addition of pantry items, that is voice input and receipt scanning. I'm going to go through voice input because the flow for both of them is pretty much similar, but voice input is like my personal favorite. So once you click on it, you'll be able to see some basic instructions on how to use it. You can literally just read out loud what you got like in your grocery run. So we're going to give that a shot right now. And since this is a live demo, we're going to do it live. Okay, here goes. I bought 2 apples, 3 oranges, 350 ml of milk, and 5 slices of provolone cheese. You just hit stop on that. You can play it back if you want, which I'm not going to do now. And we're going to send that audio to process. It takes a few seconds. And there it is. So you can see that Forgetful Foodie is going to parse the items that you said. It's going to segregate it into items that need to be added as new items or items that need to be restocked into existing groups. And this is the model that we're going to be following. It's also going to highlight items that it's unsure about, whether it didn't hear you correctly or it doesn't know about a certain aspect of it, whether like it's confused about the quantity and stuff. And you'll be able to like review and edit what you said. As you can see, I think Forgetful Foodie got it exactly right here. And we are going to go ahead and add that to the inventory. And you'll be able to see that milk, which was previously an empty group, has been restocked. And some new things have been added like provolone cheese right there. So that is voice input. Receipt scanning works in a similar fashion. I'm not going to go through the entire cycle, but I just wanted to show you what the instructions and like that screen looks like. You can also upload an image if you don't want to click it live. Now, we are going to move into the second half of this application and where it all kind of comes together, in my opinion. And that is the recipes view. So as you can see, I already have some recipes here. The way the recipes are supposed to interact with your ingredients is it's going to give you a convenient way of deducting these items. So you can go into a recipe and this is what the screen looks like. You get a cute preset image. You can also upload your own, and you can see there's a rough prep time and nutritional information. You'll also be able to see like a gamified view of what ingredients you're going to be using for this and how much of it. And this scales by the portion that you kind of assign. So you can see once you run out of something, it will change the number of ingredients that you have to make that recipe. You have some prep instructions, notes, nutritional info. And here comes the best part. So you can still go ahead with making this. Assume we have the ingredients and I'm just going to hit deduct. You can see the 2 portions are deducted, and you can see there's a timestamp of when you last used an ingredient. So if you hit deduct and half an hour later you're not sure if you deducted something from your inventory, you can just come back here and verify. So that is the recipe card view. Moving on to the latest feature that's been added that gave me the opportunity to create this video is recipe generation. This allows you to just generate recipes on the fly using AI based on the inventory you already have. So you don't have to put anything except for what I'm going to show you now. You will have your profile settings page where you'll be able to set up like a one-time configuration of your allergens, your appliances owned, and your preferred unit system and dietary preferences. Once you do that, that's set forever. Now you just hit some modifiers like desired prep time and recipe complexity if you want to go for something more involved or you want to just take it easy today. Because thinking about what to make next is a little taxing sometimes. Forgetful Foodie by default will have visibility over your entire inventory, so you don't have to manually add every ingredient here. But if you want to specify something, say I want to make sure that bell peppers are avoided in this dish and I want it to be protein rich. So I do that and I hit suggest. So this is a screen which will allow you to pick like between one of 2 options here. Since ingredients are limited in my test account, it's just showing some sort of esoteric recipes. But the more stuff you have in your inventory, the better the recipe generation is going to be. And I'm going to be using your feedback to make it better. So it's going to be a restaurant style introduction of this recipe. And the point is to kind of introduce you to it before using like a lot more processing power to generate the entire recipe. You can go back and kind of re-roll your dice, or you can go ahead with one of these 2 recipes. So I'm going to go with an orange and chia seed pudding because that sounds interesting. And I am going to hit generate. And there you have it. You have the recipe name and all the options selected for you, even the amount of stuff that's going to be used. You have the prep instructions, which you can edit manually if you want. And you have your notes and some nutritional information and some photos where you can select your thumbnail for the recipe and a background color. And there you go. Once we hit add, you'll be able to see that on your screen. And there you have it. The recipe is in your recipes menu and you'll be able to use it as you please and modify it on the fly. Okay, so that's it for Forgetful Foodie version 0.7. So what can you expect next? Firstly, I am going to be a little more regular with my uploads. It's not going to be weekly, most likely, but I hope to be more regular, more involved in the content creation process for this application as it nears beta test and release. I'll be polishing up certain features of the application before the beta test occurs. And finally, I'll be accepting requests from you guys through a website that will be shared with you soon. And based on that, we will have a limited user test, some rounds of feedback, and a certain set of fixes and tweaks that will go into the application before we decide what's next. I just want to thank all of you for your patience and all my alpha testers who have been so patient and so diligent with using the application. So huge shout out to you guys. And I can't believe we are at this stage, guys. I know it's been a long wait, but I think I see the light at the end of the tunnel. So until next time, and I promise it'll be sooner than the gap between the last upload and this one. Okay, peace out.